Hello and welcome into another edition of an RNN Diecast review right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host, Garth Allen. Thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, consider going down below and hitting that subscribe button and ringing the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. On today's RNN Diecast review, as you can see with the box sitting in front of you, we're looking at the recent NASCAR Classics release, Jeff Gordon's 1998 Darlington raced win. As you can see, this is the top of the box. Good look at the car there. The one side of the box has what would normally be on the back of the raced win card, just kind of giving you a brief description of what happened in the race. NASCAR Classics on one side, then what would generally be the front of the winner's card on the other side, just the stats on the race and Gordon in the race. And then the production run over here, it is, we can get the focus to work right, 1 of 601. So, and then coming in the box, we do have a winner's card here. It does not have a backside. But it does have those stats on the race here on the front side. Gordon won by 3.6 seconds in this race. Started 5th and led a total of 64 laps. This was Jeff Gordon's 39th career victory. And it also comes with this. I thought this was neat. A Hendrick Motorsports chassis drill is what it's called here. Just with a lot of really technical stuff on the race. This is actually really cool. So if you look there at the top, started 5th, finished 1st, Mountain Dew Southern 500, pole speed, the speed that Gordon qualified at. I'm assuming the pace that you see right here, 30.30 to 33 seconds flat. I'm assuming, I don't know because I've never seen one of these before. If I'm wrong, correct me. I'm assuming that's what the times that he went from the start of a run to the end of a run. So like at the beginning when he had fresh tires, he'd be running 30.3s, and at the end of the run he'd be running 33 flats. I'm assuming that's what it was. And then like over here, 4,200 on the tack for pit road speed, or 45 miles an hour. So little things like that I think are really cool here. And then it's just got a bunch of really technical stuff about the car down here, suspension and all kinds of other stuff. Then just notes down here at the bottom. Car was good, just tuned on it during the race. 99 was fast on new tires, but fell off at the end. Jeff too hot, all drivers in bad shape after race. I mean, there's just some cool stuff on here. I really like this. So I could probably spend 15 minutes just looking at this, just learning things and geeking out. But anyway, on to the diecast itself, because that's what you came here for. And there we have it. As we can see here, the left front isn't quite sitting on the ground here. As you can watch it roll here, the left front's not even making contact with the ground. So, I mean, that's, I've noticed that'd be a problem with a few diecasts. I do have one other one that actually is really bad like that, and it's another raced version. It's this Jeremy Clements here, actually. The right front, that's what it was, does not make and it's really bad. And it's turning because the left front is making contact, but if you look, there's no contact whatsoever being made by that right front. So I don't know if I don't know what the deal with Lionel's molds is and why that's sometimes a problem and why it's sometimes not. But yeah, that's definitely an issue here if we can get the focus back into place here. This thing doesn't like to keep focus. It likes to focus on a bunch of random things at different times. All right, so as you can see, hood open and trunk open here, so we will look at the engine detail. The hinges are a little loose here, so it doesn't quite want to stay open here. Can we get it to autofocus, or am I going to have to manually focus this? I guess I'm going to have to manually. Oh, nope, there we go. So some decent engine detail in there. I feel like there's a little more engine detail than what we get out of the normal cars. Nothing under the hood. But this is my biggest complaint with this car. It's not that one wheel doesn't actually sit on the ground. The hood doesn't completely close. Like, look at the gap here. It's sitting up on the right side. It will not go any lower than that. I tried for probably 15 minutes to get this to go back into place and sit flush with the body. It won't do it. And I'm thinking it has something to do with these hinges are really loose here, especially the one over here on the driver's side. And I'm thinking it has something to do with that. I'm not really sure, but I'm thinking that is the issue here. I don't know. Like, it won't go. That's as far down as it'll go. No matter what I do, that's all it'll do. So that's a little disappointing because that's a very noticeable problem. But we'll look in the trunk here. Get a look at the fuel cell here. So we'll go back up here to the nose. We'll look at the details here on the body. Can we get an autofocus here? Aha, there we go. All right, some rubber buildup here on the nose a little bit. Lots of confetti down the top of the car. A lot of confetti on this car. Orange number 24 here, and that orange sticker on the windshield, I believe that's the Noble Winston Million sticker, if I remember correctly. Can we get an autofocus? There we go, that'll work. DuPont Agricultural Products on the rear, DIN number 477. I remember it was 601 was the production run here, so can we get it to focus right, please? There we go. Okay, down the driver's side here, lots of contingency sponsors. The window net on this one is interesting because it's not the hard plastic you get on the Xfinity and trucks, but it's not the like cloth or mesh or whatever that is that you get on the Cup cars and we got on the ARCA cars. It's like a rubber, which is interesting to me. So yeah, that's just interesting to note there. All these contingency sponsors: Quaker State, DuPont, GMAC, Haas CNC. And then on the bumper, DuPont Automotive Finishes. And then the passenger side looks relatively the same as the driver's side. All right, so that is the Jeff Gordon 1998 Darlington win. Overall, not a bad car. I like it. It looks good. The details are good. It's just the hood really annoys me. And like I said, I think it's something to do with the hinges down there. I'm not really sure. But that's a noticeable problem. It's one thing if there's something wrong with the car and it's something you've really got to look for to notice and that 99% of people won't notice. But that's something that's very obvious. And anybody that looks at this car, like I noticed it immediately when I pulled it out of the box, it was like that. And I thought maybe that was just the way it had sat in the box and I could fix it. No, it won't do it. Will not go in flush with the body, nothing. And it's very noticeable. And those are the kind of things that annoy me. It's one thing if it's not noticeable. It's a problem if it's something that is very noticeable as soon as you first look at the diecast. So that really annoys me, but at the same time, it's a good car otherwise. So if I've only got one real complaint about it, I'm not too sore about it. But I think that'll do it for this diecast review. If you haven't done it already, go down below, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing going forward from RNN. And what am I saying here? Oh, hit the big thumbs up button if you like the video. It is much appreciated when you do. I lost my train of thought there for some reason. We'll have more diecast reviews coming up. Like I said, they will increase in frequency as we get into the off season to keep something on the channel until we get into the big things that we have planned for the off season that I know you're gonna like. So be sure to keep an eye out for that stuff as we get into December and January. But for now, that will do it, and look for another diecast review next Wednesday around noon at the regular time you've become accustomed to seeing these at. So with that, this has been an RNN Diecast review. I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now.